welcome. My name's Simon. I'm from Premium Quality Air Rifle Accessories. We're a small business in the UK selling scopes and accessories. Today's video is around anti-cant bubbles to mount on your rifle, scope or mounts to increase accuracy, to make sure that you keep your rifle level, to give you a consistent shooting position, and hopefully it'll improve your shooting enjoyment because you hit a few more targets. I'm going to run through each one individually. So we've got a mounted bubble in two sizes, 30mm and 1 inch, to fit most scope mounts. We have a scope mounted bubble again in 30mm and 1 inch. We have a weaver rail bubble, obviously for rifles with weaver rails, and then we have two different size dovetail bubbles. We have one that's an 11mm, fits most rifles without issue, and we have a 13mm one, which I think we might be the only people selling those, and they're for the BSA rifles with a slightly larger dovetail. Then we also have what we consider to be the premium quality scope mounted bubble that fits both sizes, and we have a bubble level that has an elevation gauge in it as well for when you're shooting up into trees and things like that. So I'm going to talk through all those products, and I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, first up we're doing the mount bubble level. These are great. These are one of my favourites. I use these on quite a few of my guns. I particularly like them on spring guns because they're very robust and well made. In fact, I use one on my Air Arms Pro Sport, which hopefully you can see there. They're not choosy which mounts they're going, so that's on a set of Vector Optics mounts, but I'm going to demonstrate how it works and how to fit it on a sports match mount. This is a 30mm mount. But they come in two sizes, 1 inch and 30mm, to match the mounts. They come in a little bubble pack or a little blister pack or whatever you want to call it. You get the bubble itself, the fitting kit and the tool to go with it. Right, so I'm going to demonstrate this. So basically it's a case of removing two of the Allen key screws from the mount. Obviously this is easier when it's mounted on the gun and it's all scoped up, but just to demonstrate how simple it is. So in the kit you get an Allen key, two posts, two Allen head screws to replace the ones you've taken out, and the bubble level itself. These are made of metal. Sports Match do one as well. The Sports Match ones are about 17 quid each. In my mind, I can't see the difference. I'm sure Sports Match would say there is, but to me they look like they've come out of the same factory, the same production line. There's no quality issues with these. They're absolutely superbly made, high quality products. So literally just talking there a few seconds, put this together, drop the screws in, put the posts in, drop it over the mount. Bear in mind it's a lot easier when the gun is on a bag and level, and then you just tighten down. You tighten down to the same tension that you've untightened. So if the screws are on really tight, then obviously you need to give them a bit of a wind. Should never over tighten these anyway. And that's it. That's pretty much fitted and done. What I tend to do, working on the assumption that your scope's level, everything's going as it should, then I would set this to the crosshairs of your scope, but then you can use a couple of these little bubbles just to check your actions level, maybe put one on the turret of your scope just to make sure everything lines up and works as it should, and that's it. You're ready to go. A really nice, easy, quick fit option. It's metal, it's durable, it'll last a lifetime. The one thing that I really like about this bubble, and it's not even to do with getting consistent aim points and that, it's the fact that it sits up above the mount and sits slightly higher than the turret. It means when you put this in, you put your rifle back in your gun bag, it stops your turrets getting scratched by the zip. I think it's worth £6.50 on its own just for doing that. Right, so that's that one. As I say, come packaged up in our packaging. Really good, decent bit of kit. So I'm going to stop the video there and then pick up on the next item. Okay, the second bubble level, or style of bubble level I'd like to show you today is a scope tube mounted. These are really easy to fit, particularly if you're happy with your setup of your rifle. Your scope is already set up and level, and these are literally just a bolt-on adapter, don't need no fiddling. You can line them up with the crosshairs of your scope and you're ready to go. They all work in very similar ways. There's a couple of different styles and different build qualities, or different ratings rather than build qualities. Okay, so they're all an alloy, cast alloy, with a black anodized finish. They all use Allen key screws and an Allen key which is included. You literally remove the two bolts, slide this piece under the scope, sit this one over the top and put the 2 bolts back in. The nice thing about these is they're good for left or right handers, so you can just reverse it depending on which eye you're going to be checking the level with. Yeah, really nice bit of kit. These are £5.99 delivered in the UK. Lots of people selling these. I like to think the thing that sets us apart from others is we check and inspect every single one before we ship it to make sure that the finish is okay, and that it meets our standards. Yeah, really nice bit of kit. Now we also sell the Vector Optics one. We're a Vector Optics dealer, so we carry their product. This is the dearer of all the bubbles we sell. Again, made of metal. The difference between this one and the others is it's slightly larger. It's good if your eyesight's not so good. If you're shooting at dusk and you're still going to use a level. It's also firearms rated, this one, so it'll happily sit on a rim fire and it'll last a lifetime. It feels robust, really well made. This is a dual size model, so when you remove the 2 screws, there's an inner piece that comes out to allow it to take a 30mm tube. If you put the piece back in, that's a 1-inch tube. Again, fastens with Allen bolts. Really good, solid, well made bit of kit. If you're going to fit it on a rim fire, that's the one to go for. I think we sell them for about £7.50, so they're not much more expensive than the others. Build quality, or the finish, exactly the same. I would say this one's the lower profile one. This is the one you want if your eyesight's not so good. And then the last one, bag of crap. I bought this for myself. I thought, I'll give it a go, see what it's like. Maybe we'll sell them in the shop on the website. No, doesn't do what it's supposed to do. Easy to fit. Allen bolts the same. This flips out, makes it very easy to see, depending on which way around you have it. It's only suited for right-handed shooters, this, because of the way it sits. With this, I suppose you could potentially mount it upside down. The selling point that they give on this is that it's got an angle of incline meter on it, so if you're doing a lot of uphill shots, you can register the degree of incline. You could have a corresponding chart to make sure you get your aim point just right, as we know as you aim up, or as if you're aiming down, the point of impact shifts, gravity does its bit. I found it worked best actually when it was just clipped down like this. It's magnetic, but it's not a product I'm going to be selling. It's not accurate enough. It doesn't do what it's supposed to do. and the asking price around about 12 quid for these. I don't think they're worth the money. If you're a tackle tart and you like something a bit different that no one else has got, yeah, someone will sell you one on eBay, but my advice is stay well clear. So that's the scope mounted bubbles. We're going to have a look at the rail mounted ones next, and then that's it. I'm sure you're getting fed up with me by now, but I just wanted to run through these products because the things that people buy regularly, and there's a lot of misconception about what works well, what doesn't work well, and what they can do. So I thought if we had a look at them all, at least you can make an informed decision about your purchases. Okay, the next product up is the rail fitting bubbles. Great bits of kit. These can be a little bit tricky to fit. The first one is the one that's it's a Weaver Pitkini mount. Now I don't actually have any rifles with a Weaver or Pitkini rail at the moment, so I've had to mount this on the bottom of the pistol just to demonstrate it. It's an Allen key at the side, slides on and tightens up. Possibly the easiest one of all to fit, that one. Assuming your rifle's action's all level, no issues at all, bolt straight on. They're £6.49 delivered in the UK. Really decent quality products, comparable with other manufacturers, branded ones. We check each and every one before we send it out to make sure that the finish is good, that the bubbles are inserted correctly, and yeah, decent bit of kit for the money. You can buy these on eBay and get them posted from China, and they take 3 months to arrive, and when they come they're faulty or they don't fit. So yeah, I think delivered in 3 days, £6.50. Great bit of kit, really useful to ensuring that you get some consistency in your shooting. And the last two bubbles are Dovetail mounted bubbles. This one's a 13mm fitting for a BSA rail. I think we might be the only people in the UK selling these. I got these made specially just so that we can cater for every shape and size of rail. A nice easy fit, again with the Allen key at the end. The tricky bit is getting it nice and level, and it can take a bit of twiddling and fiddling, so much so that I even include a little set of instructions. I know no one ever reads them, but if you're going to spend, you know, your hard-earned money on a product to do a job, you want it to do the job right, otherwise there's no point in fitting it. So to get this level, potentially using a spacer if you need it to make sure that it grips tight and snug to the rail, and obviously that it's level with the action, and then you can glimpse it every time you take a shot to improve your accuracy and consistency. These are £5.99 delivered in the UK. Good quality, well made product. Nice bit of silver bling on there to help you make sure you get the bubble in the right place every time. A lot of people I know do the reveal system on these, so you use a Sharpie marker to black out the centre, and when the bubble's invisible, that's when you know you're level. And then this one is for the 11mm rail. I've actually put a spacer in this one just to demonstrate a way to get a really good snug fit. The air rifle manufacturers in the UK have never really got their heads together on rail sizes and standardising their products. Rail sizes vary dramatically from about 10.5mm up to the 13 of the BSA, and anywhere in between. Day states are a consistent 12ish. Air arms, 400s, 500s series, Walther RM8s and Umrex Air Magnums are about 10.5mm on the smaller size, and most of the other stuff fits somewhere in between. To get a good fit, you've got to take your time with these, jiggle them about a bit, take them on, take them off. With each bubble I include a little 1mm spacer. A lot of the people that purchase these agree that the fit is better with the spacer. I think I'm the only person that includes a spacer on these products on eBay or anywhere else. The reason for that is when you tighten these up and it draws into the dovetail, draws down on the spacer and makes it nice and snug to the action. Secondly, there's no metal to metal contact on the top, which reduces the chance of scratching your action, and again just keeps everything nice and tight and snug together. Again, these have a bit of bling underneath. Some people choose to mark them out with a Sharpie marker if you've got a specific kind of way that your scope sits or your rail sits. The one thing I would say about these is they're not bright green in colour. We asked for this particular batch to be made a little bit lighter to see if they were easier to see at dusk, which we think they are. So ours might be slightly different to other people's, and that's a good thing. These are £5.99 delivered in the UK. Good little products, improve your shooting now, and I'm sure if you use them consistently. And yeah, that's it. That's the full range of bubbles. Which one suits you, only you'll know. But this is what we sell. They're all good stuff, well made, guaranteed, delivered free in the UK. And I hope that you get the opportunity to try a few, see which suits you. And then I think the key to it is using it every time you shoot on every rifle, to get that consistency and repeatable shooting position. Alright, well, thank you very much for watching. I'm sure it's not the most informative, or it is not the most exciting subject, but definitely worth a look. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Many thanks. Cheers. Bye bye.